The truth is out there somewhere, and it may even have 5G network. I'm reviewing the Amazon original series, Truth Seekers. Hey Twisted people, it's your Twisted Woman here, Chauncey K. Robinson, and today I am doing a spoiler-free review of the Amazon original series, Truth Seekers. A team of part-time paranormal investigators use homemade gizmos to track the supernatural, sharing their adventures online. As their haunted stakeouts become more terrifying, they begin to uncover an unimaginable conspiracy. I think one of the main things that Truth Seekers has going for it is the unique plot line or setup of a story structure or plot when it comes to who these characters are. A lot of times when it comes to supernatural, paranormal shows, you have a tendency to have characters who are so immersed in this supernatural domain. One of them is like already known as being half demon. One of them has been a slayer all their lives. And it's like they eat, sleep, and breathe this world. They don't hold down jobs. That's just the world. You kind of even wonder sometimes when you don't suspend disbelief how some of these people make money, except maybe if they're witches, they perhaps conjure it. I don't know. So what this show does, which is I think very interesting, and maybe it leans on that because of the fact that it has some more comedic elements, because this is by Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, who tend to be a duo that do a little bit more on the comedic side of the genre of horror, Shaun of the Dead, things like that. And so you have these characters, the two main characters, who are broadband installers. So they basically go around to different places and neighborhoods in that area. It's a British television show, so it's in England. And so they go around this area and they pretty much, install and fix people's Wi-Fi. And so a big thing throughout the show is broadband. That's why I made the joke about 5G and things like that, because the big thing is sometimes these supernatural paranormal experiences have something to do with frequencies and things like that. So it's kind of this thing that you wouldn't think would be connected or could be connected, of the paranormal and vibrations and frequency. But in actuality, a lot of times when you see those ghost hunting shows on like those reality shows and whatnot, a lot of times they have those gadgets where they're trying to figure out what frequency a ghost is on and the sound and playing back sound and things like that. So it kind of makes perfect sense that our main character, played by Nick Frost, is a guy who is really good at installing broadbands, because he's really good at creating gizmos and gadgets that get frequencies, so he can tap in to things of the supernatural. And that works, and you wouldn't think it works. And for that, I think that's unique right there, to kind of have a starting point of how these characters, who seem like, working class people, which I also love. There's not some, 1,500-year-old vampire or something who's been rich all of his life and somehow I'm supposed to care about whether or not he finds his true love. I don't know. Plot lines like that. These are working class people. One of them who is just really, engrossed in the paranormal and supernatural for one reason or another, that comes out as the series progresses, and what they deal with as they start to uncover each, stake out that they stumble upon or find themselves in, kind of connecting to a bigger picture. Now, with that said, it's not super creepy the whole time. There are some creepy elements. There's supernatural aspects that occur, but it's not so much where you'll jump in your seat or be afraid of turning off the lights or anything like that. You won't have to worry about that. But it is if you like that kind of creepy topic and with really cool elements of comedy throughout and a unique plot line, then you will like this structure of how they do this series. The characters work really well together. Nick Frost plays Gus. It's a small cast, so there's not like a whole bunch of different people who play significant roles. It's this kind of very small nucleus of a cast that you can get used to over the 8 episodes that you're following them. And I want to throw in a little aside about the fact of yay, diversity. I think it is so cool when you have characters of color being significant players in this genre, whether it be supernatural, dark fantasy, horror, TV series, or movies. I am all about that. I am all about it being high time for horror reflecting its fans, all of its fans. Hello. And also the world that we live in. Because the great thing about the horror genre is that it is a reflection a lot of the times of the world, of how we exist in the world, the terrors of the world, the things we're afraid of, the unknown. And if you just have it look a certain way, well, you cut out a lot of potential for so much that you can explore. So having Samson Kayo, who plays Elton John, and Susan Wokoma playing his sister, I think it really is just such a breath of fresh air. First of all, they're great actors in this series. They really hold their own within it, but just having them there is really great. And I think it's also a good thing, and maybe it's not so much a thing in the British section of entertainment and stuff, but I will say there is a penchant of colorism when it comes, maybe not even a penchant, maybe a lot, right, of colorism when it comes to the type of people of color, of skin tone, of skin shade that get cast sometimes as main characters as well. So I think it's great to have diversity and in different shades as well, and not just the same. So I thought that was also a breath of fresh air to see as well. Not to get on my soapbox or whatever, but I always think that's part of it. You can't, when it happens, it should be celebrated when it works, because we should get more of that. The structure of the show is it's 8 episodes, 25 minutes long. It goes by pretty quick. With that said, I didn't do the watching of it in one fall swing, because I'm honestly not a binge watcher. I'm a person who tends to like to marinate on episodes. Now, although it's 25 minutes each episode and it's only 8 episodes, I did feel like it took about 4 episodes for things to really be revealed. Now, maybe that's just my way of being used to the structure of shows, where I feel like if a season of a show is like 8 episodes and you don't have like 23 episodes like network TV, then you probably want to start getting this stuff a bit quicker, because you're going to have less time, especially with 25 minutes an episode. And I did feel like this show took a bit longer to get started. The best part of this series is the way they do the humor. The humor really works. It's not slapstick. It's laugh out loud at some parts, but it's more so intertwined with the heart of it. It has such a great balance of you really liking these characters and wanting them to succeed in whatever they're dealing with, and at the same time laughing at the moments that happen. And I really think at the heart of this series is heart. I would say the worst part for me of this series is that it did take a little long to really get started, because I felt like I can remember when I was watching the first 3 episodes kind of like, okay, where is this going? Not like, oh, where is this going? But like, okay, where is this going? Where are we going with this? And the secondary issue I had with it is that there were things I just didn't understand, because usually in series, there's always like that one person that's there for the audience to be the new person. So stuff gets explained to them, and they're kind of a stand-in for the audience so that the audience understands what's going on, just in case we might not get it. And I don't mean like, okay, here's what's happening, like we're toddlers or something, but just to kind of help us out a little bit. I don't think that's bad storytelling. I think it's necessary sometimes. And I felt like this show lacked that a little bit, to the point where I had to stop sometimes in the middle of a 25-minute episode and kind of like pause and like, okay, where are we? Why do they need to go get this thing? Because they had kind of gone into jargon about certain things like broadband and stuff. And I was like, I don't know what that's really referring to, or why that's an important thing to pay attention to. The emotional carnage you will feel in watching this series is good vibes. Good vibes, friendship vibes. It honestly is a show where you like the characters and you just kind of want to watch them go through what they're going through. and you just kind of enjoy being around them. I will say though that if you are a Simon Pegg fan and you are really looking forward to him being like also a main feature in this series, you may be a little sad about that. That may be some of your emotional carnage because it really does focus on Nick Frost's character. Simon Pegg does make appearances throughout as another character, but he's not the main focus of this season. My twisted final grade for the Amazon original series Truth Seekers is a B. I would definitely watch the next season. Let me know if you're interested in watching Truth Seekers, if you like the dynamic, if you've already watched it, if you're watching it currently, what you're feeling about it. How do you feel about it? What do you think about supernatural, paranormal series that are a little bit a touch of horror in the midst of it being a large play of it? Can you get into that, or are you more into overt horror, grimness, all the time kind of horror series? Let me know, comment down below, and also be sure to subscribe so that you're the first to know when I post my videos. Thanks for watching. Let's get creepy together.